I'm curious about CFO services and providing this service. Clients, as it relates to going public, how should I prepare? Oh, great one. So, where I'm going to answer you, Lola, is from the a high level perspective. I would say on a whole, one of the primary focuses of a CFO for a public company or a company that's privately held and on a path to go public is substantially different from the path of a CFO of a privately held company or a nonprofit that's going to stay a privately held company. So as such, I would say that, there are obviously overlaps, but I would say the principal difference is that in a publicly traded organization, there is a substantially broader and deeper focus on compliance, as well as investor interests. And I'm not going to say that that happens at the expense of all the other magical things that a CFO does. However, there's definitely much more of an emphasis on that, and some of those other functions may need to be handled by other members of the accounting team, the controller, for example. So in a privately held organization, a CFO might handle, depending on the size of the organization, might handle compliance as well as the internal control environment, head up the vision for management reporting and cash flow forecasting. In a company that has a much more substantial emphasis on external compliance and investor concerns, the CFO is likely to spend a lot more time on those matters, as well as coordinating with other areas of the organization, like marketing for strategy, not only looking to the future for cash flow planning, but also helping to design the future in to use the marketing and sales information for what does the market want, and helping the organization get there. And that CFO may have to delegate some of the internal control functions, some of the maintenance of the cash flow forecast, even the design of certain forward-facing tools, KPIs, dashboards, that might have to be delegated to a mid-level function like the controller. And of course, in larger privately held organizations, you see this delegation taking place already, except I think that pace is just sped up for publicly held organizations, publicly traded organizations, because there's so much more of a need for external compliance. So, so you'll definitely want to get very, very familiar. I don't know if you're a solopreneur, if you have a team, but definitely between you and your team, if you have one, there's a lot of landmines and pitfalls when it comes to compliance, a lot of lingo, schedules. So I would definitely wrap my arms around that first and be accustomed to the language of the investors and not just the customers, not just the employees, not just the external environment, but the investors take a much more substantial role.